Hello, everyone. So I'm Aurelio Amaral from the WISE team. WISE is an initiative of Qatar Foundation that spots and acknowledges education innovations. And I'm, as Natalie mentioned, joined by my colleagues Lucia, Ulises, and Ammar, who work at ADOS Global and PA Qatar, respectively. And all together, we work on the program called Learner's Voice, which equips public school students in Qatar with self-expression skills. And this session today, we're gonna give you guys a little bit of taster of some of the activities that we run with the schools and the student space here in Qatar. And I'll let you know already that this is an interactive session and we're gonna ask you to participate very actively. So that's very exciting. Uli and Lucia, and it is.
Great, excellent. Thank you so much. Welcome everyone. Here we're joining from different parts of the world. I'm here in the UK. Uli, where are you? Are you being able to speak?
Uli can't speak.
Oh, Uli's not speaking yet. I'm sure our lovely hosts are going to allow you. Good. And Ammar and Aurelio, where are you?
We're in Doha, like most
Doha
guys.
Enjoying this conference and with amazing guests, and I can see the energy in the room and I love it. I honestly love it.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to have a great conference. As Aurelio mentioned, this is going to be a session for interaction. So this is one of those sessions that is going to be nothing without you. We really, really need you there. I'm just going to double check. Is Uli able to speak now?
Yeah, I can speak now.
Yes, thank you, Uli. Where are you joining?
I'm joining from the really cold morning here in Argentina, South America. So I'm happy to be here with all of you today.
Excellent. So now we have people, we would love to get to know a little bit more about you guys. So you can start interacting in the chat. We're going to be reading all the comments that you say. And we're going to work a lot on how to build that first step of making a change, which is letting others know about your opinion and inspire others to action. So that's kind of like the general topic of what we're going to do today. But first, we have a challenge. Are you ready for your first challenge of the day? Are you sure? You have, I want to see some thumbs up, some yeah, okay, great. We have some thumbs up, great, excellent. My challenge today is look around your room, look around what's happening around you. I want you to bring as many objects that begin with the letter T to the camera. Are you ready? You're going to have 1 minute to do that. I may put some music for that, but are you ready? Is the moment. 1 minute. Here we go. I'm going to put this. Can you hear the song? No, yes.
No.
I don't think you can. Let me see if I can share it with sound. Okay, are you ready?
You'll be able to hear it. You can click share audio as well, and it should work.
Excellent. I'm going to do that. Whilst I do that, go and pick up your things. Time is running. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Remember, it's the letter T. There we go. Excellent.
So many people have tapes. I love that.
Great. So much tape. Okay, 30 more seconds. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Tea table. We have t-shirts, tissue. Have a teaspoon, toothbrush. Who has a toothbrush next to your computer? Well done. Don't have a camera. Oh, television, TV, textbook, teddy bear. Ooh, towel, t-shirt, types, tiles, toys, tape roll. The trunk. Good, good, good. This is the best. I wonder what is the most unusual one.
Someone said a tarantula.
Oh, that's
So
definitely
that's
not
maybe
unusual.
the winning option.
Oh, that is amazing. A towel. Very good.
Want to see the tarantula?
Teabags tissue. Excellent. This is great. Tent. Why do you have a tent? I admire you. This is excellent. And toilet paper, Hannah. Yeah. After last year, we all learned the importance of having toilet paper stockpiled. So now we know all these things. Thank you so much for engaging in our first challenge. The important thing is sometimes you think you don't have anything starting with a letter T, but you always have to remember that you always have your thumbs, or you can even bring your toes. So everyone has something to contribute at all times. And this is a very good metaphor of what is happening today. Even when you think you have nothing to contribute to the world, you have something to share. And it can be the most humble thing, your teeth, your tongue, your thumbs, your toes. We have something to contribute here. So to begin with this session, and after that emotional start, such an emotional start. Thanks again for the people who actually brought the tarantula. That was the best. Tacos, thank you, Said. You are a hero. What we're going to start doing now is working on this magic, we're going to call it, of how to transform something that is personal to us, something that really, really matters to us and we want to transform in the world, into a cause. What is a cause? A cause is something that other people can feel inspired to and want to join and want to help you transform the world. So as we were saying in the previous panel, there's a lot of amazing ideas. They all start with something. I want something in this world. And what we're going to do today is understand what matters to you and how you can transform that into a cause that can invite more people. We can all become our Greta Thunbergs in the world, kind of. That was the other title of the session. Uli, do you want to add something?
Yeah, as Lou mentioned, it's because it's something that sometimes it's bigger than ourselves, and maybe that we don't know we have those connections with other people. So also it's a great opportunity to know other people on a more personal level, besides of, oh, maybe we're from the same city or we study the same thing, but these deeper connections are the ones that maybe we can value the most. And this is what we're gonna do today.
Excellent. And the first step of this trip, of this journey that we're going to do today, starts with a trip in time. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and I'm going to guide you on your meditation about the future. Are you ready? Okay, close your eyes. And now you're going to breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in again. Breathe out again. Very long, very paused. And think that is 2060, 2060. How old are you in 2060? Imagine that you see a window in 2060. What do you see outside that window? What colors can you see outside that window? Are you working? Do you have a family? Is there trees outside? Do you live in a big city? Does it look like Blade Runner? What are the things that you imagine in that 2060? That's pretty far away in the future. What is it, 40 years in the future? Oh, I don't want to think how old I am. Oh my God, sorry, I destroyed your meditation. Sorry. Okay, good. Good. Now that you have visualized something, I want to ask you, what are the things you're seeing about that future? And let's build together that vision. You can start sharing in the chat the things that you saw, and we are going to separate things that we don't want to see in the future and things we want. So if you can write in the chat, Uli can start reading them out as well. And
yeah. Someone mentioned, for some reason, I imagine a lot of the color gray. I think that's an interesting insight. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? They say really hot, everything was like blue and gray, high skyscrapers. Sarah mentioned envisioning myself in a small cottage on the outskirts of a city. I feel like it would be too advanced and complicated for me, so I would move away from society.
Okay. So
flying
too much.
cars, water scarcity, a future reliant on technology.
Do we want a future reliant on technology or not?
It depends.
No. So we have it depends, not really. Okay, interesting. We don't want a future reliant on technology.
Solar power houses, futuristic houses and jet planes, people on Mars, that's nice. Climate change, that's not so nice. Clean air.
Zombies.
I think we don't want to see zombies unless you really like zombies. I'm going to put them in the column of no.
Nature blooming, driverless cars.
I think driverless cars.
Net
definitely.
zero carbon emissions. There are a lot of answers and I cannot keep up with all of them.
More coronavirus. No,
No.
Stop it. No more coronavirus.
Ozone layer healed up.
Oh, nice.
We also have pollution everywhere, so two debating views on the atmosphere.
So this is interesting. There's two visions of the future. A future where things work in harmony, where we still have lots of nature, when we're more connected to everything that happens. We don't have diseases, when we're kind to each other. It sounds very idyllic. But also there is a possibility of this future where technology is everywhere. Everything is very gray. Maybe we have to emigrate the planet and live in another country, in another planet. Still lots of diseases and stuff. So we're in this moment in the present where we can have two different futures. And what we want to pinpoint today is that the first step to avoid the future we don't want and move towards the future we want starts today. Because we are in that moment of saying, okay, if I start working towards what I want and avoiding what I don't want, we are going to start building that future today. So continuing on this first step, we are going to ask you, let me see if I can make this big again. Present, here we go. What we're going to ask you is to pick a piece of paper or something that you have around you, or your cell phone, I don't know, maybe you're all very technological these days, and write down, what do you care about in that future? And why others should care? Why should other people care? What are the things that really important for you to make right now for that possible and beautiful future to exist? Or what are the things that we need to do right now to avoid the horrible future that we were mentioning? You have 5 minutes to think something. I'm going to put music again because, you know, this is a contemplative moment. And we need to put some K-pop for that. Oh yeah, let's put some K-pop for that. No K-pop, please. We have yes and we have no's. Sorry. Okay, remember, write something that really matters to you and that you want to change in the future.
And start also thinking that thing you care about, why do you care about it? Why it has an impact in your life? What triggers in your mind, or what action can cause that element that you care about the future?
We have 2 more minutes. Remember that this is a moment when you write to yourself. This is a moment of thinking and writing to yourself. We're going to have a moment of sharing later. We have some interesting comments. We have something about preserving culture, planting trees, trying to get more electrical power rather than carbon-based, electric cars, fair society, good, equality, good. So let me give you 2 more minutes to start to continue writing. I like this engagement. This is a very good, it makes me feel fuzzy and warm inside to see how engaged you are with all these topics. Because some of these things need to be done and someone needs to do it. And adults are always saying, oh, the young people never care. Like, oh yeah, we do care. Look at this. Look at this chat, I'm going to say. Good. 1 more minute.
Some of you are sharing like big concepts like sustainability or justice. Try to bring that big concept to something more closer to you that impacts in your everyday life. What about sustainability or global warming? How it affects your everyday routine, you or your family or the people surrounding you. Try to bring it something closer that can give you also the motivation to work towards solving or joining that cause.
Yeah, remember that we're trying to invite other people as well. So it has to be something that matters to you and to others. So I used to have a student from Chad, and he was saying that global warming was very intense for him, very personal, because he wasn't going to be able to live in the town he grew up because it was too hot to live outside and they had to move somewhere else. So imagine if your whole life stopping and having to move because of that. I also like the topics about mental health and well-being. Those are also very important in the present time and age. So yeah, all those topics are also very important.
I would suggest also, if you are on your computer or on your phone, try to write your answers also in a note or in a Word document so you can have that for yourself, so you can go back to it and think about that more and more. Don't just write it in the chat, try to also keep it to yourself.
Correct. Okay. For timing, it's just 1 more minute.
Oh, you man, then come at me, you prick. Make a move, better pattern it quick. I assume you'll be coming for blood. That makes 2 of us, Venom.
Something, I think.
From K-pop to classic music.
Oh, this is me.
Someone actually in the chat is saying, I'm sorry for deviating, but Lucia's playlist is bomb.
Yeah, but also got not very nice music, sad face. Sorry, Farida. I tried to put Claire de Lune now. Everything should be fine. Debussy is the man. Yeah, we love him. Okay, good. We have very good topics. Now, remember what Ammar was mentioning? Try to write them to you, to write them down for you, because we're going to work on what your opinion was. So get that back from the chat if you wrote it and it's now 10,000 steps on top of us, like behind us. And now what we are going to do is we're going to transform your opinion in a visual object. What do we mean by that? Actually, use your brains. Yeah, it's important to use your brains. Imagine that we need to inspire others to join your cause. But in this case, you only can use 5 words. So instead of, the paragraphs that we wrote, now we have to transform that into an image and a maximum of 5 words. How would you do it? And this is the moment that we are going to give you 7 minutes to find on the internet, on your phone or something, an image that represents your idea and 5 words. But there is a trick here. Remember that you have to inspire someone, and we're going to give you 3 different audiences. One of the potential people you need to inspire is people who work in a factory. How do you create an image and 5 words, maximum 5 words, that inspire people who work in a factory to join your cause? Other option is, how do you invite people who visit a museum to join your cause? How do you create an image with maximum 5 words? So people that come to the museum see that and say, oh, they have a point. And the third option is, can you create something, an image with 5 words that can invite politicians or a parliament, or Congress people, or politicians in general to join your cause, world leaders, the United Nations?
Lu, there is a really interesting question in the chat. Can I have different words and pictures for each target audience?
Interesting. What do you think, Uli?
I think that you will have to make some changes because you need to have some empathy towards the other people, the other audience, and to adapt. So maybe a person who works in a factory, you won't use the same image to attract someone who works in a parliament because their everyday lives are different. Try to look for something that, if you're working on sustainability, how will it affect to someone who works in a factory? It may be different from someone who works in a Congress.
Correct. That's a very good point. I would say I agree with you. Also, the image will be different as well, the colors. Ammar, tell us a little bit more about your experience on phone art. Remember that this image, I didn't share this. This is important. We're going to share this in Instagram. So it needs to be an image, a real image, because we're going to share it in Instagram.
Or Twitter.
Or Twitter, or whatever.
I'm gonna add like a website here for you in the chat. You can use that website, guys, to look for, I think it's the wrong website. Okay, here. You can use this website to look for images to use it for this activity. But yeah, remember guys, you can look for an image that it doesn't have to reflect on that topic directly. It can be about your opinion and your feeling, and then you can just search for that feeling or for that opinion. Let's say you are angry about something, and you can just look for something that represents that anger. Or how do you imagine it? Like how do you imagine that feeling? So when I feel happy, maybe I would imagine something pink and light blue. When I'm sad, I would imagine something gray and black. So we can also represent your feelings through colors in the images. So we always can do that when you search for images.
Correct.
Share the website with you, you can use it. And again, just take your time to think. And remember, wordings is more important than everything else.
Correct. So using Ammar's advice, think of the image that you want to create, and we're going to start sharing them in Instagram and Twitter with the hashtag QYPCon, which is Qatar Youth Power Conference. So I already have my phone here, and I'm going to start checking your images. Remember, using one image and up to 5 words. You can use more than 5 words. I like some of the sentences that are being created here because they could be campaigns. They're very good names for campaigns. Yeah. Safer place, better safety. On Instagram, yeah. So I have my Instagram ready here. Oops. And I'm following the hashtag. You can also share it in Twitter. And if you don't have either, you just put it in the chat. It's fine.
If you guys tag the QYP conference Instagram, we'll repost you on our story as well.
There you go. You're going to get extra followers in your stories.
Awesome.
Use the opportunity.
Opportunity to gain some clout.
Yeah.
Excuse me, if we have no Instagram, where should we put it?
Just share it in the chat. I think
If you have
do
Twitter, you can share it on Twitter. If not, as Lu mentioned, on the chat.
If you click on the 3 dots that are on the chat, it says send file, and you can send the file there. Okay, I think we need something more upbeat now. Someone mentioned something more upbeat. Oh, yeah. Yes, this is what we need now. Moment of action. Are we seeing the photos? I'm trying to download, but it's taking me ages to download because my computer is doing too many things at once.
And guys, again, keep your answer in a note or in a word document or anything. Don't lose them in the chat.
Yes.
This is your opinion.
Oh, yes.
Madam.
We're starting to get the images.
Nice.
Think of others, not yourself. Your children live here too. Excellent. Excellent. Very nice. I'm going to see. Speak up, we're listening. Oh, yes, we are. Share with us the things you care about.
I got something to tell you. I got something to tell you, baby.
I like the people who are calling me Alexa already. What's going on? Okay, are we getting more? More things to see? More things to see? Mariam is asking, what pictures do we share? You have to share a picture that represents your vision for the future, or your opinion, or the thing you want other people to join you in the campaign to make a better world on the topic you choose. So if you want to eradicate plastic, the basic will be taking a good photo of how sad a beach looks with plastic and add 5 words to it.
I'm actually downloading the pictures you are sharing on the chat, and they're really, really interesting. And some of them, I don't understand them, so it makes them even more interesting. So these are really cool ideas.
I love abstract art.
We all love abstract art. Very good. Excellent. So now we keep getting some of your photos. Yes.
Yeah,
Tell me.
so what's your hashtag again? Sorry.
Is hashtag QYPCon.
QYP. Yeah.
Con. It's in the. It should appear on the screen.
Okay, thank you so much.
Con. Great. So we have more. Good. Excellent. Great generations. Great things. Great things. Good. So whilst we keep receiving life is short, so make a difference, I'm going to make a t-shirt with that sentence. That's definitely a good sentence. If whilst you continue sharing your ideas and your different opinions in the word, in the shape of images and visual objects, let's go and move into the Q&A part of this, because we are here doing this with you as a way to show you something that we're doing with public school students in Qatar. And we have here Uli, Ammar, and Aurelio, who are part of the project Learner's Voice by WISE. And it's all about this, encouraging your people to find their voice and start sharing that voice in a way of art, an artistic way of portraying their ambitions for the future and the things they care about. So let me ask you guys, why is it important to inspire young people to share their views in the world? And you can start asking questions in the chat and we can ask the Learner's Voice team as well. So Aurelio, Ammar, Uli, do you want to share this? Why is it important to inspire young people to share their views on the world?
Well, I was watching a documentary yesterday or last night, I think, and that documentary talks about global warming and the risk of losing this planet. And to be honest, I was so sad and I was so angry of myself and everyone around me. And I decided I want to do something about that. But again, when I watched that documentary and understood how big the problem is, I realized that me, myself, no matter how hard I'm going to work on that initiative or on this topic, it wouldn't be enough. And the thing is, no one ever can. But what we can do is we can inspire others. We can make a movement where, for example, now we have 200 students, young students, very smart, creative, they have really strong opinions. And then if we just, encourage them to start, looking into that problem, doing something about them. Maybe they are studying now in high school, and then when they go to university, they will try to find a solution for even the smallest problem. And that can change the world because one person cannot. And I think the best way to do that is just to share that knowledge with, with young students, and those young students take the torch from us and keep, changing the world. Another thing, why art? Because it's the easiest, medium. Like if I want to say that I'm angry now to all the presidents of all the nations in the world, no one would give me that chance or opportunity. If I want to say to all the people on this planet that I'm angry and I'm sad about the situation, no one would hear me. But what we can do is we can make a statement. We can create an art that express that feeling, and an artwork that can show everyone directly and indirectly what's the impact of all this pollution we are creating around us. So it's nice that we have that tool. Like when I was young, I wish I had such tool that I can just always express. I have always so many feelings, so many ideas, like them now in the chat. There are so many amazing ideas I have read in the chat. But it's time for others to hear us, and this is why art is important, because now with art, we can easily transform these ideas to other people. And this is why everyone should invest in that, and everyone should encourage to express themselves always. Like, your opinions are amazing. Honestly, guys, your opinions are really good. And I just wanted to keep saying it loudly to everyone. Say it by writing, by drawing, by taking photos, whatever you can.
There is a really good question in the chat. If we have any book or documentaries or any resources that we can recommend related to the concepts that we are working on the project.
Interesting. So we have been exploring certain topics in the program that go from, we chat with people. So we had some guests that were discussing like how architecture deals with sustainability, how we can use storytelling to convey our message better. So there is a whole lot of things that we can recommend you. What we can do is start sharing things on the chat, but it's a very broad program and there is many options there. I don't know if Aurelio, Ammar, you have something to add that specifically say this is one of the key elements that I would like them to know.
Honestly, you can. Yesterday, was it, or 2 days ago, we were giving the same students a class about self-expression, and I gave them a very simple, straightforward zine making workshop in 30 minutes maybe. So we can just learn how to make zines, for example. It's I will just write it in the chat. Try to look for it online and try to do it yourself. Take all these opinions you just talked about, all the pictures you have made, and try to put them into a small document and print it and share it with everyone. That's a good way, to start by just sharing yours. But otherwise, all the resources are available online. You can always search for anything, like how to express certain topic, or let me look for topics about sustainability. Let me look for projects about justice, or workers' rights, whatever opinions or matters that you care about.
I guess one of the main assets of self-expression is to be able to be curious and to look for resources and for ways to express our opinions. So especially nowadays, there's so much out there. We're bombarded with resources, videos, podcasts, and different platforms. So I think part of what we do is to create some sparkles that help you think of what really interests you, what you really like, and start thinking a bit more about certain topics and where you can find more information about it. And yeah, like through people, we end up finding out a lot of great things. Lucia was just saying that we have amazing guests who join the program, and based on things that they say, our cohort starts to do research on certain topics. Like, for example, one of the architects that came a few weeks ago, many students were curious to learn how the streets and the neighborhoods were designed in Doha 40 years ago when they went after that. So I guess all it takes is a bit of stimulus, and stimulus from people who you don't really know, and that's important as well. Trying to be a bit outside of our bubble and engage with different people from different backgrounds, from different areas of expertise. And that's how creativity happens, I guess.
Yeah, adding to what Aurelio mentioned, it's about creating a safe space for students to explore other topics beside what they study every day at school, explore new things like urban design. It's not something that you will find common in your classrooms, and start to say, hey, okay, this is a new topic, this is something different that might be interesting, and how to start making an opinion around it and then creating something out of it, which is basically what you did. We share with you, this is a situation, a potential situation. Express your opinion, your emotions, transform into a statement that can become a cause, and make art out of it.
Yeah.
So part of the general journey is that.
And just adding to that, you have been mentioning some of the key elements behind the thinking that we have at the beginning when we were creating this version of the project. And this because young people are, I'm going to use the word "our," but maybe I'm not as young people as you are. But the younger you are, the more wired your brain is for two things. One is breaking rules, because your sense of your prefrontal cortex is not fully developed, and that means that your sense of risk is very different to adults. So you're more there to question the things, the status quo, and question how things work. So it's going to be a natural thing to say, hey, the world is a place that needs a lot of improvement, and we need to do something there. So the young people's brain is wired to try to spot the problems and try to find the options and solutions. And also, because young people are so connected to their creativity, it's also an opportunity to make the most of it whilst it's still there. Otherwise, you know how for a lot of people throughout their lives, they just start losing that contact with creativity. They stop creating, they just do things the same way over and over again. So what we want to create with this project is that behavior of understanding the world and try to express it in different ways, because that's how we do everything these days. Everything happens through the visuals, through social media. Someone will say because art is very easy and captures attention very quickly. Yes, is that sentence of an image says more than 100 words, and that's what we're trying to bring art and trying to bring young people together to try to make this first step to change the world. Yeah. Any other questions that we have? Any other comments? Aurelio, Ammar, something you would like to say?
I would like to say something.
Oh, okay.
I would like to say that taking care of young people will be very important for the future, as when we start growing older, we will retire. But the people who are young will enter the universities. Whilst they enter universities, many will graduate and have really important jobs. Some may discover the cure of cancer using the power of snake venom. Some may be able to cure polio, which some people very little suffer from, but still have very difficulty breathing. And many stuff that could help us, and maybe someone could find a cure for emitting blue energy.
Interesting. So there is a lot of possibilities in the future if we nourish young people's creativity. Thank you, Anas, for that.
Thank you, Anas.
I mean, from this exercise of today, guys, I just want you to remember what Lucia was trying to do is she was just guiding you on how to think about certain things simply. We asked you to create 5 words and you came up with amazing slogans and amazing ideas. So you already have that in you. And we, as you know, as people who are older than you, we admitted that you are smarter, and we have so much hope in you guys. We admit that you are smarter, but what we want you to do is just to take the initiative and lead. It's your word also, you exist, and we really, really can't wait to see the amazing things you're gonna do in this life. There's so many resources around you. Use that, use the internet to read and learn more and more things about everything.
I see in the chat that someone said that whoever just talked is big brain. I think based on all the pictures and ideas that we saw, you were all big brain.
That's for sure. Yeah. I just want to, before we go, because we haven't mentioned a little bit about the program, can Aurelio talk us a little bit more about why it's decided to start this program? Why is it important to encourage young people in Qatar to do this? And why should everyone care, basically?
Yeah, no, thank you, Lucia. So this program used to target a global community of students, and starting this year, we decided to focus on Qatar-based schools working with local public schools for a number of reasons, but the most important one is that we are an organization that works with people from all over the world, but we need to bring those ideas and those new tools, new methodologies to students here. So nothing better than involving these great partners that I have here in the call with me, Ammar based in Qatar, Lucia, and Ulises based abroad, to bring those ideas to the students here. And I also think, and I mean, Qatar is a very diverse country. We have some schools that deliver everything just in English, some schools just in Arabic. We've got also bilingual, even multilingual approaches. And the experience of a student in the country can be very different depending on which school they go. And we know that, you know, some schools, they have more emphasis on projects that students work independently, work in groups, and other schools that have more traditional methods, maybe like from our generation, in which the teacher is the main person facilitating the information, and the students copy and understand, but have a more passive, less interactive relation. So we also wanted to bring this perspective to schools, and I mean they're again very diverse, but especially to schools that don't usually have access to more creative type of activities. So that was the rationale behind the program, and we're enjoying so much to see how the students who are part of it are engaging and have so much creativity and so much potential as well. So it's all about creating that stimulus.
Thank you so much. Uli, do you want to add something on your experience from being from a country very far away from Qatar? How does it feel to interact with the young people in Qatar?
It's really interesting. First of all, the age gap is not so much, but still there is an age gap. And coming from a Catholic Christian society, having interaction with another culture, it's different how they think, how do you envision, how you structure many of the things, how the relationships work, how expressing our voices might be different. So it's really interesting to see another perspective and to see which are the problems or the challenges that you don't have facing that we might not be facing now in Buenos Aires, or the problems that we face here in Latin America that you don't face over there. So it's to have kind of like the bigger picture and explore new things.
Definitely. There's a couple of questions. I'm going to try to read this. It goes through a lot of things. So the more we approach the future, the more the technology is expanding. So this just makes some of the younger generation take things for granted, right? And takes things easily. So they aren't nourished well sometimes as well. They are in higher thinking skills are inputting tests in them, just some though. Okay. So I understand that this is about the connection between technology and development of skills, which is something that we keep discussing a lot as well. This last year of the pandemic has been intense for everyone. And the program was supposed to be in person, for example. But because of the school closures and everything that's happening in the world, we're doing the program online, virtually. And there is this thing.
Question also, Lucia.
Yeah.
The one above it, don't forget it.
Okay. So with this, it's an interesting connection with technology. Is one of the aspects that we explore with the students as something that they can find opportunities to change or problems to solve. But it's also something that allows them to create art in a different way. So we are allowing technology to be a space for skill development as well. So it's all about creating that environment so they can explore and expand their visions and the opportunities that are everywhere, just to make the most of the resources that are available right now. And yeah, it turned out to be very interesting because now we have facilitators from very different places of the world, and we have guests, and we're all in the same plane. We're all together, and we're all little squares in a screen, which can be bad, but also is very equalizer. And it allows this, everyone can speak, everyone can join, everyone can share, and makes all the opinions be valuable and the voices of the students be heard with the trust that is generated within the circle. So it's very interesting. We're running out of time. We're in the final minute of our session. I would like to invite everyone here to share in one word, but we're going to do this. We're going to write the word, but we're not going to press enter. We're going to press enter at the same time. So in one word, say one thing that you take, one word that represents how you're feeling after this workshop. When I say enter, we all press enter, okay? Make sure that you're putting the thing to send the message to everyone, otherwise we're going to pull someone's mailbox. But yeah, write one word that represents how you're feeling right now after the workshop. Are you ready? Have you written your word? 1, 2, 3, press. I just saw a baguette going very quickly up, and it was so funny. Thank you, baguette.
There is a lot of inspire, confident, encourage,
excited, good,
grateful.
Nice. Thank you so much for your time. It was great to listen to you and hear you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Ali and the team. Thank you.
Unfortunately,
Thank you,
this workshop has ended. Thank you, Mr. Amaral, Miss Lucia, Burtnik, Mr. Brengi, and Mr. Alqamash for that amazing and interactive workshop. We will now be passing it to Amal and Kiana for the next session.
Thank you so much, Joanna. I just want to say, please, guys, I know that, we're interacting and that's great, but can we not abuse the chat with saying anything disrespectful or anything that's not to do with what we're interacting in? I know that we're all having fun, but at the same time, we want to make this as effective as possible. So we now have Mr. Amanat Solanki presenting the workshop, The Strive for Goodness Never Ends. Amanat Solanki is an inspiring social entrepreneur and the founder of Mission 20, a youth organization for social responsibility, which he founded along with his school friends at the age of 14 in 2007, with a common vision of bringing goodness to the community. Mr. Solanki, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Ms. Amal. It's amazing